I am going to show you how to cover up dark circles with just a few products from Farmasi. So first of all, I always start with a primer. The primer really helps just kind of give your skin a smooth canvas to start working with. It really helps your products stay in place. It helps them last longer. It keeps them from sinking into your pores. And also this specific primer, it's a VFX Pro camera ready. So it almost looks like you have a little bit of a filter on your face as far as like minimizing your pores. It's really, really good. This is my favorite primer that I've ever used, and it's $12. So it's definitely worth checking out. It's the VFX Pro Camera Ready. It's in the silver tube, and it is by Farmasi. Sorry, I had a message coming through that sidetracked me. So I just have a tiny bit on my finger, and I like to concentrate. I do put this everywhere. I might have to get a little bit more. I do put this everywhere, but I really concentrate through this area. This is where my pores are the largest and most noticeable when I have on makeup. This is the first primer that I've ever actually noticed a difference when it came to minimizing my pores. And you'll see all this little redness. I actually have little scratches on my nose. I have a 5-month-old and she loves to attack my face. So I'm constantly trying to cover up everything. Okay, so you let your primer sink in for just a few seconds, maybe a little bit longer, but I'm always in a hurry. So the key to covering up your dark circles is you first want to color correct them, right? You don't want to just put your foundation shade over top and think that you're done, because you're not. You really want to get to the root of the problem first by color correcting, and then you can go over top with your foundation. So what I have here, let me find my blender full. Okay, so I have an orange base color corrector concealer. This is by Farmasi as well. It comes in this little cute lipstick tube. It's like, I think it's $11.90. So again, these are super affordable products, worth checking out just for the price alone, but also the quality is great. So you're gonna see that. So I take this orange color and I'm just gonna dab a little on my finger. My eyes surprisingly aren't super dark. I don't know how, maybe my body's just immune to not getting enough sleep. But what you want to do is we're going to color correct this entire area, because this is typically where your dark circles are going to fall, right? And you can apply the stick directly to your skin if you want. I do that with my other concealer that I'll show you, because there's a couple different things you can do, but you first want to color correct. So you can see that just a little bit of product made a pretty big difference already just in color correcting that area. So this is the orange color, and I use the concealer stick versus the liquid. So Farmasi offers 2 different concealers. I have not tried the concealer, the liquid concealer. I've only tried this stick, and I tried this one because after reading reviews and watching other videos, this was the best one for hiding pores, and that is key for me to minimize my pores as much as possible. So again, I'm just applying a really, really thin layer of the orange underneath my eye and just kind of blending it out with my finger as I go. You don't want to press too hard on that area because your under eye area is super sensitive and prone to wrinkles if you're not careful with it. So that is all that I do with the orange concealer. Just color correct it a little bit that way. And now I'm going to go in with my foundation. My personal favorite is the VFX Pro. Again, it's a VFX Pro Camera Ready. I use shade 02, and it gives you just it says it's full coverage, so I really didn't think I would like it because I love a more sheer coverage, but this, and I just kind of put some dots on there, but it gives you, again, that really pretty filtered velvety finish. So I just kind of dab it around. You always want to make sure that you pull product down your neck too, just to make sure that everything is nice and even. And there's my 5-month assistant back there, letting me know what I'm doing. So you can apply your foundation many different ways. You can use a foundation brush, you can use a fluffy brush like this, You can use a blender full. It's really just a preference. I like the feel and the way that my foundations apply when I use a fluffier brush like this one. Okay, so foundation is set. And already you can kind of tell that everything's just more evened out. And then I like to go in, so you can leave it at that if you want. You've already got your orange concealer, you've got your foundation over top, so you're essentially set as far as your dark circles being covered. I like to sometimes take it an extra step, and I like to then apply a concealer, a lighter shade. This is Light Ivory. Again, it's just another concealer stick. These are $11.90 from Farmasi. And I like to kind of lightly dab it in under my eye area, just kind of like that. And then I will go through and blend it all out, just to, again, highlight. And typically when I highlight, I'll also highlight here. I'll highlight my Cupid's bow and up on my forehead, but since this is strictly for covering your dark circles, I'm just going to do that. I'm not going to get into highlighting and contouring for this video. And when I blend my products, you can kind of tell that I just bounce them. I'm not pushing down and smearing because I don't want to pull all my product all over the place. I'm just kind of dabbing right where my product is already placed. And not only are my dark circles now covered, but they are also brightened up. So there is definitely a technique when you are trying to cover up your dark circles. You don't want to, you don't want to just put on foundation and then a highlighter, because that's really going to emphasize and draw in more attention to what you're trying to cover up. And you also don't want to just go in with your foundation, because that's, again, going to be the same thing. You really want to start with color correcting your dark circles first. So 4 products essentially, because I always use my primer. Highly suggest this silver primer. You have to try it. Even if you're someone that just uses concealer, just, for touch-ups here and there, you need to prime underneath. It's super good for your skin. So this one's $12.90. This is my favorite foundation. This is actually $24.90. It's really the most expensive foundation that Farmasi has, which is kind of crazy. And then I use my 2 concealers. And 2 concealers are completely optional. The one I use is just for highlighting. The orange, this is called a soft orange. And you can get this in the concealer stick like this for $11.90, or you can do a liquid concealer, which I believe is $9.90. So whichever one fits your budget better or your preference. I personally have not used the liquid. I've only used the stick, and I'm just in love with it so much that I don't really care to try anything else. And then again, the light ivory shade is completely optional if you want to go back in and highlight once you have color corrected. So that's all you need really to cover up dark circles. I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me, and make sure that you're following me on Facebook and Instagram. That's where I do most of my work. I really don't always do a whole bunch on YouTube, but I'm here now. But make sure that you're definitely following me on my other platforms so you can get more information from me. Bye guys.